Hi guys, it's Andy from mcfcfantv and welcome to tonight's post-match analysis and player ratings video. Now, sorry, it's not. I've given you much forewarning on this one, but I just thought I'd quickly come on, spend a little bit of time talking about today's game and some of the players and go through the player ratings. So if you want to join me, feel free. If not, you can catch this video back later because I know some of you will probably have something going on a Saturday night. But Charlie Everett's on. There you go. We've got somebody on. Charlie, how are you, mate? Hope you're well. We've got plenty of people watching. So, today's game. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I wasn't overly impressed. Now, if you're watching BT Sport and Ian Dart and listening to Robbie Savage, you'd think that City were back to their brilliant best. I didn't see it. I really didn't. I thought there were passages of play today that I thought were good, moving the ball quickly. But that word again keeps popping up. Sloppy, sloppy, sloppy. In the final third, I thought some of the passing today was abysmal by a few players. I thought some of the effort and tackling by certain individuals was borderline, school childlike. No effort put into some of the tackling today. Maybe there's reasons behind that, but the one saving grace is 2-0. Game was over at half time, and we get 3 points and move on, and that's all you can ask for, especially with the derby upcoming next weekend. So it is what it is. We just have to take it at the moment. But listening to Pep in his post-match press conference, again, he's saying that the finishing isn't the best, and again, that proved it today. I thought some of the chances we had were gilt-edged chances. A clinical finisher. You put Harry Kane in some of those positions, goal, absolute goal most of the time. A Haaland or whoever, Sergio Aguero. Some of the finishing was garbage today. But it's 3 points and we move on. Hi Andy, how are you? Abdallah, I'm good, mate. How are you? I'm good, thanks. How are you? I'm good. Derby is a must win. It is. It definitely is. Kurt, how are you, mate? Hope you're well. Hey guys, good controlled game from City today. Yeah, but you can do that against the lesser teams. But we lack a killer edge at the moment. We really do. And after sort of 60 minutes or so, I thought most of the players looked tired. Looked really, really tired, which is a bit of a worry. Hi Andy, hope you're Stanley fan and family. Well, my friend, yeah, very good, Andy Blue Moon. Hope you're doing well too, buddy. Evening, Leonard. How are you? Hope you're well, mate. Mahrez was phenomenal. I don't think so. I really don't get it. I really don't. I thought he was okay. I think he was one of the ones who was sloppy today with his passing. One or two Cruyff turns and little flicks does not make him have a brilliant, brilliant game. And I know Chris, actually, Chris don't particularly like Mahrez. I think he can work a lot harder for the team. I mean, some of his jumping up for headers today was absolutely embarrassing. I think he got he probably struggled to get 2 feet off the floor 2 feet in height to jump for some of those headers. So a flick here and a flick there, and a pass here and a pass there. Needs to do 60 million quid. He needs to do more than that. And he wasn't alone today for me. There were some players today who I didn't think had a great game. I thought some of the passing from them, which we'll talk about, was sloppy. Really was. We were at our adequate best. I agree, Neil. Yeah, it was. That was. It looked like that we did everything in a fashion that just sort of let us stroll through the game because Fulham were poor. Showed a little bit of spirit in the second half, but you only have to look at shots on target. Ederson had nothing to do. I don't know how we struggled against West Ham United, just beat them 3-1. Yeah, saw that. Yes, very good. Thank you, Andy. Clean sheet, 3 points, I'll take it, but we were wasteful again. Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing we can take out of it, Kurt, really. I'll be honest with you. Maybe a couple of shining lights. John Stones again looked very composed apart from that one moment. I don't know whether didn't look like Edison made a call to him because the way he played that ball. But apart from that, I thought he was solid, bringing the ball out again. Ruben Diaz again. Just how many chances is he going to have before he gets a toe end on it, off his shin, off his knee, whatever, and goes in? He must have missed about 10 chances so far this season. We'll need to play a lot better than that next week. I totally agree with that, Peter. We definitely will do, because that wasn't... Like I said, I was listening to Ian Dart and Robbie Savage, and it was like going back to the City 2 years ago, and I'm thinking, I don't know what game you're watching here. I really don't. I just don't understand it. I mean, Ian Dart was going on about Mahrez is in sparkling form. I'm thinking, what game are you watching here? I don't know. But that's one of the comments from Ian Dart, which made a change from Kevin De Bruyne missed his last penalty prior to stepping up to take it, and Foden not playing again, and blah 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 blah. So at least maybe he said something a bit positive today. Great result, Edison. Nothing to do again, but credit goes to our back four and Roger and Gundogan in front. Another clean sheet, onwards and upwards. Yeah, we can look at it that way. But I'm looking at it moving into the derby and thinking we have got to be a damn sight better than that today, or certainly better in the final third. KDB was rested last match, and today's some sloppy passes. Yeah, there were some sloppy passes. This is the first time since 2013 we're going to Manchester Derby being above you. Yeah, shows you Manchester is blue, Sachin, and has been for the last 7 years by that stat. We have a better defence than United. It's looking like that at the moment. Stones is looking good. Even the mistake in the first half was Eddie's fault. I agree, Ronnie. Well, I don't know, because we don't know. We've not spoken to that. But we're assuming by the looks of it, John Stones was shaking his head. It didn't look, looking at it, sound like Eddie gave Stones a shout. Stones playing good doesn't make the port worse, just makes the competition interesting. Of course it does, and that's exactly... Let's go back 6 months, 8 months. We were moaning, well, I wasn't, but there were certain people moaning about the defence, how garbage it is, and this, that, and the other. Now we've got Ake. Now we've got John Stones back. It's like a brand new centre back. Keeping his place. I totally agree with that comment. It doesn't mean that Laporte is a bad player. It just doesn't. And maybe he does need a bit of a rest. He played a lot of, he's played a lot of games. Come back from an injury. So maybe Pep's looking at resting some of these players, key players, moving into the second half of the season when we, notoriously January, February, March is a tough months, especially with the resumption of the Champions League and the next rounds and things. So maybe Pep's just easing players in and things like that. But yeah, 5 subs, didn't make a sub. Work that one out. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Especially when after 60 minutes they looked, 3 or 4 players looked knackered. Kevin De Bruyne and Gundogan being two of the players in particular, and Gabby Jesus. Kurt says, oh, sorry, not that one. Sorry, a big jump there. Stones looked really composed tonight. 3 clean sheets in a row for him. I know the opponents aren't the highest quality, but trying to take positives. Absolutely. And he's actually looked assured. And he has. Bigger test coming up in a week's time. Mahrez created 5 key chances and Sterling KB missed big chances. Yeah, he also cocked up about 4 or 5 as well with terrible passing, mate. Good to see Stones solid, Aaron. It is. You thought Mahrez was sloppy? Yeah, I did. I thought he was. Yeah, I didn't think he had he had a decent game, but I mean, he did that little chip for Raheem Sterling, and he did like a little back heel pass. He played about 4 overplayed passes. 2 of them went out for goal kicks. So, yeah, I mean, you can't just say because he had a couple of shining moments that he was brilliant today. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll look at what Simon Bajowski is the Manchester Evening News correspondent, what he thinks of the scores given to players. He created most of our chances, and due to crap finishing, we didn't score. I don't think he created most of our chances at all. He created 2, maybe 3 decent chances. He also hit the first defender with passes about 15 times. Mahrez was very good today, creativity-wise. All about opinions. Don't like double pivot, but can see it working next week, so we're playing it today as a practice game. I hate that word, double pivot. I mean, it's garbage. It's such a... And I'm not about you, Ronnie. Everybody uses it now, and it's the most ridiculous statement and, terminology to use because it's bloody all about basketball. I don't know where it's come from. Obviously, I don't like that terminology. But the 2 centre midfields today, I thought Gundogan was okay. Thought Rodri was average at best, if I'm being honest. United look woeful for now, but we'll have to watch our guard next week. We will do. It's a derby. Anything can happen. We know that. Mahrez is stepping the game up. Loved his passing today. Oh, yeah, great. Ghost, finally. Someone agrees. I don't get how Mahrez was sloppy, far from it. I know others have opinions, but it's wrong. Well, that's your opinion, mate. Want Fernandinho in next week? Yeah, well, rested, so will he bring Fernandinho in? I don't know. I'd like to see Fernandinho play, definitely. The race is still on for first. Of course it is. I mean, God, we've only played 10 games. We've got loads of games to play for. Still to play yet. We have to remember we can't train or work on things playing every 3 days, so Pepe's playing them into form in games. Yeah, good point, that, Ronnie. Good point. Chris, there you go. Chris says he thought Mahrez was good. Leonard says, conceded against good opponents, Leicester, Spuds, Liverpool. Wonder for the rest of the season defensively. Paul Stanley, blimey, I've not been on for ages. Got to say, I thought Ilkay was excellent. It's always good once he's had a run in games. Okay, like I said, it's all about opinions. I said to Chris, I mean, I can't speak to people, but he looks overweight to me. Talk about running in treacle. I've always said it. I mean, I like Ilkay Gundogan. I've stuck up for him. In Europe, I think he's a great player, but my God, he is slow. He is very, very slow. I don't know whether his shorts are too long for him and score with those 2 back in the stand. Good point. We are missing too many chances, though, aren't we? Play well today. Last 20 minutes, I think we took our foot off the accelerator. I think they were knackered. You saw Kevin De Bruyne pulling his socks down, pulling them back up, rubbing his shins. He looked goosed, absolutely goosed. I'm not in awe with Rodri as well. Don't think he had the best game today, I'll be honest with you. Looks like rumours, Martial, Cavani and Rashford out, injured for the derby, really. Did Rashford score for United today? Don't know. I didn't see it, so I've no idea. Hit the like button, guys, says Abdullah. Thank you very much, mate. Mahrez and KDB, excellent. Sterling on criticism, contributing, lets him down. Passing poor from him today. Poor. Okay. I think the big difference between Roger and Fernandinho and the team is the fact he's less likely to give away a penalty. Gundo definitely better than Rodri. I'd play him and Dino next week, but Pep probably play Rodri. Yeah, I think especially if Pogba plays, he might want that physicality in there because we know Gundogan don't tackle. That's a definite. So I think if you've not got Rodri in there, I don't know, maybe Rodri and Fernandinho. Maybe. I don't know. Porto is still salty, even though they're through to the next round. Yeah, well, it's Porto. Can anyone understand this Pep roulette's not subbing players and not selecting? Nope. Goes degrades. I can't. I really don't understand it. I don't get it, especially after he's come out. Been complaining about 5 subs and things like that, and then today don't even bring anybody on. So it's bizarre. It sort of goes against everything that he's been arguing for. Why did Pep use any subs today? He needs to play a completely different 11 against Marseille. Said he won't, though. Yeah, KDB looked tired, but he had a week off. Pep can't moan if he doesn't use his subs full squad. I agree with you. Totally agree with you, Paul. It's a strange one. And after everything he said about it, you just see today and it's like, there you go. Why are you complaining about it when you don't even make a substitution? Weird, very, very weird. We'll play the second team in the Champions League. So would I, but I don't think he will. I think there's too many I think there's too many fringe players like Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden, who wants to get in the team, but guess we'll see. Chris says, I was going mental that he made no subs, he was. Hi guys, hope you're well. Just to let you know, FIFA 21 career tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. There you go. I agree, Andy. Gundogan does not put a foot in. There's a few players who don't put a foot in. Andy, you don't sound overly impressed with today's game. Not that. Okay. My question to you: would you say I was impressed with Manchester City today? I wouldn't. And that's just my opinion. I watched the game and I was frustrated more than I was going, oh, nice bit. Oh, yeah, that's brilliant. Oh, excellent. It was sometimes really difficult to watch, in my opinion. But like I said, I'm listening to BT Sport and listening to Robbie Savage and Ian Dark, and I'm thinking, I'm definitely watching a different game here because they were going on about how amazing Man City were and the passing, and yet Pep Guardiola comes out in his press conference and says the passing was sloppy. He says the same thing, and I'm not just quoting my opinions from what Pep said. I said it to the guys. Said it to the guys on WhatsApp at half time, and said I thought, and at full time, I said I thought it was a very average performance by many players. So I don't know. It's a weird one. I think it's a weird. I don't know. Ronnie Beaver, I think 5 subs he wants in after Christmas. Well, they all want it in at their own time, don't they? What suits them? I think Gary Neville was absolutely spot on the Monday Night Football when he turned around and said, or whenever, which I think it was Monday Night Football when he turned around and said, there was an argument with Carrer about the 5 subs rule and things like that, and he said, look, all managers want it to suit them when it suits them. And Ferguson was the best at it. He did it for 20 years, moaning about this fixture, moaning about kick-off times. And that's all these managers are doing. Pep and Klopp and everyone else. They're all moaning about it because they want it to suit them when it suits them. The problem being is that if you play 11 for 90 minutes and don't bring a substitute on when you're 2-0 up in a Premier League game and pretty much cruising, then your whole argument is blown out the water. It is absolutely blown out the water because there are players there who need games. Foden, Bernardo Silva need games. Laporte coming back needs games, but you don't play them. It's like you can't complain about it then. You just simply cannot complain about it. What about playing Delap in midweek? I'd give them all a go. Cole Palmer, I'd give them all. Adrian Benabi, I'd give them all a go. I really would, and just throw them out there. And if they are so tired, which they look knackered after 60 minutes today, let the players have a rest. Let them have a rest. Pep congratulate the new manager Norwegian national team. Must be a reason he didn't make a sub. There must be a reason, but I'm yet to hear, Kurt, a logical reason why. First half was fine. Second half was poor. Yeah, I think first half in patches, I think, were very good. Passed and moved the ball well. Overall, just chances missed. Chance after chance after chance. And sloppy passes. But it's 3 points at the end of the day. And we move on. I think it was a professional performance today, Andy. Okay. How would you compare this team with Mancini's? 2 different teams. It's hard to... I'm not one for comparing because there are some players out of the Mancini era I would take in this team, but there are some players in this team that would walk into the Mancini era without a shadow of a doubt. Agreed, Andy. It was best average. Alec, it's like I said, it's all about opinions, but I certainly won't go overboard with that performance today. First 40 minutes was good. After that, we were slow, plodding. Yeah, we were. Chelsea 0. Leeds winning 1-0 against Chelsea. Wow. There you go. Chris, yeah, he's a dick sometimes. I think he's talking about Pep Guardiola. That's something he did say on WhatsApp earlier. Maybe it looked average as we were playing pretty average team, dropped down to their level. But yeah, maybe. Some people might think that we were great today. I just personally didn't. Second half just looked like we were happy with 3 points clean sheet after a few of the misses in the second half. Looked like they just stopped going for it. Yeah, I agree with that. Bamford just banged one in for Leeds. Rags need a stuffing. They do. Andy, I think Pep is being overcautious, mate, thinking of past mistakes in games like Lyon and in general our defensive woes. Therefore, he uses this 4-2-3-1 system rather than his conventional 4-3-3. Yeah, and yeah, I tend to agree with that, Ghost of Grades. And I understand that. But I don't think the Pep system is so fluid though. I mean, they move around, but yeah, I don't know. I guess none of us know unless Pep comes out and actually tells us the reasons behind it, which he probably won't. I don't really know. I enjoyed the first half. Second wasn't great, but it still beats Christmas shopping. Yeah, he messaged before to say he's still Christmas shopping at 8:10. He must have been out like 10 hours. Oh, I couldn't think of anything worse. Does anyone know why Laporte isn't playing? Why we have kept playing Diaz? Don't know. This is the thing. We don't know. There was a perfect opportunity in the second half to maybe give Diaz a bit of a break and play Laporte, but he didn't. So we don't know why. Maybe I have no idea. Your guess is as good as mine because I've not heard any explanation so far as to why. So who knows? I hope Stefan plays when we play Marseille. So do I, mate. I agree. Evening, Andy. How are you? I'm good, mate. King Bamford has already put Leeds 1-0 up. Yeah. Yeah, agree about subs rule. It's when it suits also City to look leggy the last 20 minutes. They did. They looked very leggy. Very happy with the result, but need to be more consistent, says Scott Brown. I agree with that. Especially when people... And this is the thing. Especially when players are playing for places. Pep's made the comment about it. And, you start dropping your levels. What about Aguero? Well, we don't know. Pep just said he's not ready. He trained a little bit yesterday with the team and on the field, but he's clearly not fit enough and not ready. And probably, I think Robbie Savage made a comment and said maybe he's saving him for the second half of the season, knowing that that's going to be an important time. And maybe that is the case. Maybe, as somebody says earlier, somebody on here, I think it was Ghost of Grade, says about the Pep learning the lesson from previous seasons. Maybe he's just saving one or two players and giving some time to the others. But when you don't make a substitute, when your players are knackered, and let's face it, if they are that tired moving into the last 20 minutes of a game, that's when injuries can happen. Find it very strange, I really do. Hi, Doopy, how are you, mate? Sorry I'm late, don't worry, mate. We're just going to go into the player ratings in a minute. How would you compare this team with the Centurions then? Hard one, Leonard. It's a hard one. I would say the Centurions are better, purely because of the players that we had who have left the club, and the players that were younger. Remember, a couple of players have got a few years older now, and not, like Aguero, for instance. David Silva's gone, Vincent Kompany. So I would probably say that's a better team overall squad than the one that we currently have. However, we have got some, the likes of Diaz coming, has done very well. Ferran Torres, we're not seeing a great deal of him, so we'll see. 3 points off the top and not hit our level yet. Not too shabby. Yeah, absolutely. But the Premier League table tonight, as it stands at the moment, we lie fifth on 18 points. Yeah, it's looking okay. Considering that we were, doom and gloomers, or I wasn't, but some people were doom and gloomers only a few weeks ago. Oh, this is it. We're not going to make the top four. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do the other. We're 3 points off the top of the table after 10 games. It's like, oh my Lord, please. We've still got 28 games to go. At least our defence is looking better. It's looking very good at the moment, I must admit. Gundogan played 8 tonight. I didn't think it was 2 DMs. Yeah, Gundogan. I thought Gundogan dropped a lot deeper tonight. And he does rotate the ball well. It's when he's not got the ball. That's what worries me. You can't compare any teams this season. No pre-season starting late. Compressed schedule going to be a slog all year. That I agree with. That said, maybe the team is regressing under Pep. No, I don't think so. I agree with Ronnie's comment here. It's difficult to assess this season. It really is. Stones over Laporte. Well, always very difficult if you've got a player on the bench and somebody is having consistently good games, which John Stones is. And I do think it'll be rotation. I do think the three of them with Ake will rotate throughout the season. I really do. That 4 clean sheets in a row, it is. And I think that's only our first back-to-back win, isn't it, in the Premier League this season, which is a surprise. Andy, who do you want us to get in the Champions League? I'm not bothered, mate. I always said it. Champions League, not that interested in it. Obviously, because I'm a City fan, I'll watch it. But I'm not that bothered. I'm really not that bothered about it. So whoever, if you're gonna go through, you've got to beat all the best teams anyway. So who knows? This time, a couple of years ago, we'd already got 40 points on the board. Yeah, shows you what an amazing season that was. What about City's new midfielder signed on news other day? What about City's new midfielder signed on news the other day? Don't know. Give us a clue, mate. Give us a clue. I don't know which midfielder. Talk about the young kid from Argentina or somewhere like that. Maybe. Andy, City must sign striker SCB. Gavin definitely hasn't got it. Well, we'll go into the player ratings now anyway. We better find a more dynamic player box to box, somewhat close to Ferner. Otherwise, we're going to see more of this Rodri-Gundo combo. That's a very good point. That is a very, very good point. But have we not got that type of player on the bench? Phil Foden. I don't know. Yes, Andy. Okay. I can't remember his name, mate. I'll be honest with you. I mean, it's one of those that I think was it about 8.5 million or something like that. But it's going to be a work permit issue. It's going to go on loan. Those types. It'll be the same old same. I think we signed about 8 of those type of players in the last 14, 16 months. I thought Jesus was very quiet. I thought he was poor. I'll be honest with you. I thought he was poor today. United are a comeback merchant. Have they scored? I think 6 and an Argentine 18-year-old. There you go. Yeah, I read something about it. It's one of those. I think there'll be no chance of a work permit, so it'll be one of those that'll go into a Girona or someone like that. Or stay at his current club, but probably want to get him into Europe as quickly as possible and build up his time in Europe. Andy, I agree with you, mate, but Pep is not on our wavelength. I think we're maybe, I'll be honest with you, I'll put that comment back up. Ghost degrades. I don't think we're on Pep's level or wavelength. And that's absolutely fine because he's just played he's just managed his 700th game as a manager and has got a 72% win rate. So who are we to question? I'm guessing. We also signed Diego Rosa. I think we should be starting Phil more often. It's a big debate, isn't it? Chris Baker, yeah, I know it just flashed up on Facebook this morning. Amazing how different this season is. I don't know, what's Chris say? I missed that. There you go. You can't get 40 points from 10 games in any season. Can't get 40 points from 10 games in any season. All right. What was that? Was that before when he said that we had 40 points this time last season? I don't know whether did he mean month-wise? Did he mean, or game-wise? If it is taking 10 games, no, obviously you can't. Right. Let's get into the player ratings then. First one up today was our goalkeeper, and that was Edison. So give me your player ratings, and I'll go back to the Manchester Evening News and Simon Bajowski, who gave his player ratings for today's game. Remember, on Man City Fan TV, we normally start at 6. Unless you do something exceptional, you get a point, an assist, or a goal, or just brilliant play all over. And if you don't do anything bad, you stay at 6. That type of thing. So he said, Edison, a relieved man, as the ball rode wide of the goal as he came out to retrieve it and saw John Stones knock it past him, did not have very much to do with his goal remaining untested. Gave him a 6. So Ellison, let's see. Leonard London gives him a 5. Ghost Degrades gives him a 7.5. Scott Brown gives him a 7.5. Chris gives him a 6. Kurt, 7 for that really nice pass, had nothing to do. That was a brilliant pass out, wasn't it? I mean, his passing is normally phenomenal. And that one, that it started that attack, didn't it? Dupe, 6.1. Chilled, 6, says Ronnie Beaver. 6, didn't do anything. Ellison, 5, nothing really to do. He was 100% to blame for that near own goal. Ellison, 6.5, few nice passes. He would have been to blame if that pass had gone in. I totally agree with you. Okay, so Ellison is going to get a average 6 because that was a mistake with John Stones, and I personally think it was Edison's fault, but some of his passing was excellent. So Edison gets a 6. So Cancelo. Now this should be interesting because I thought he was okay. I thought he was all right. He was maybe above average. Some of his passing was awful today. So it's interesting because wait until I tell you what Simon Bajowski gave him. Agree with that 6. Okay, Leonard London 6.5. Goes to grades 6.5. Jack LaRue says 5. Chris gives him a 6.5. Kurt 5.5. Wasteful. Mori gives him an 8. Cancelo 6.5 from Alec Johnson. Scott Brown gives him a 5.5. Paul Sanders, Cancelo 7, did his job well and went forward with intent. Cancelo a 6. And this is the thing. It's like, just shows you, if some have given him 5.5, that's the drop below average of a 6. And others have given a 7, and somebody's given a 7.5 or something like that. Ronnie Beaver 6.5, good points, but a few balls given away. I thought it was sloppy up in places, but then I thought we did all right in others. What did Simon Bajowski say? Yeah, listen to this. There you go. Never shy to get forward and work very well with De Bruyne on the right, constantly catching Fulham cold with his intelligent runs. Another excellent showing, even if a little quieter in the second half. Gave him an 8. An 8. Wow. Okay, so Cancelo was the reason why Mahrez couldn't play well. I thought Mahrez had this amazing game. You can make your minds up. Right, okay. I'll have to go slightly plus 5.5. So Cancelo gets a 6, an 8, Kurt. Yes, Simon Bajowski gave him an 8. But there you go. It's all opinions, I'm guessing. Right, on to our ever-present at the moment, and that is Reuben Diaz. So, how do you think Diaz was today, apart from another miss? He will get on the team sheet. The score sheet. He definitely will. Lewis Yates gives Diaz a 7. A 7 from Ghost Degrades. Don't think they watched the second. Well, I don't know. Leonard London gives Diaz a 7. Let's see what. Let me just see. Dupe, Diaz a 9. Scott Brown, Diaz was solid, an 8. 7, could have had a hat trick. Diaz 7 did all right. Needs to work on his finishing. 10.5 should stay at the back when we get a corner. Diaz excellent, 8. Jack LaRue a 7.5. There you go. Kurt 5.5 poor. Diaz 8. Put your feet up, have a cup of tea and relax. Ruben is in charge. Ruben Diaz, what does Simon Bajowski says? He's just exactly what City needed this season, isn't he? Always in the right place to prevent danger or cut it out. He has transformed the defence and gave him an 8. So, Ruben Diaz, I'm going to give him, according to you guys, I'll go for a 7.5 because it's your scores and I'm just trying to take a quick average of those scores. So, over to the ever-present at the moment, John Stones. What were your thoughts on John Stones today? Dupe says, if Diaz could finish, he would have 20 goals this season. Diaz is exactly what we needed last season. He was, yeah. And I know why you're saying that, Chris. So on to John Stones. Dupe gives Stones a 9. Leonard a 6.5. Gone from a 9 to a 6.5. Carl is not in the stream, I guess, because of that draw with Burnley. No, he was on earlier. He did make a comment. Said City played good today. Kurt 7.5 always wants to move the ball forward. I agree with that. Stones 8, some lovely passes, forward passes into the midfield, calm and classy. Stones yet again was solid, so an 8. Stones 6.5, getting better, but he dallies too long on the ball at times. Wow. Chris Baker an 8. Ghost degrades a 7.5. Let's see what. Missed one there. Sorry, there we go. Murray an 8. Lewis gives him a 7.5. Stones 7.89. He's doing well. Finally got a run in the team and makes the difference. Great to see him in the team. Hope Stones can stay fit. That's going to be the thing. Stones don't trust him sometimes, but 6. Really? Wow. Some agenda merchants out. I think so. That back pass could have been costly. I think it was Diaz. Personally, Leonard, I think that was Edison's fault. Murray gives him an 8. So, what does Simon Bajowski say? Let's just see. Credit also to Stones, who picked up his 3rd consecutive clean sheet as he kept Laporte out the team again. A nervy moment with Edison aside. Everything was comfortable and gave him a 7. I'll be honest with you. I thought Stones was better than Diaz today, but sure scores. So, I'm going to give him 7.5. For John Stones. There you go. I like Stones and it's great to see him playing. I like John Stones. Always stuck up for him. Always thought he's a good player. It was just he needed to sort his Swede out, which hopefully he has. On to Benjamin Mendy today as our left back. Cancelo an 8, but Stones a 7. Who are these people? I have absolutely no idea, Kurt. Obviously, you know Simon Bajowski is. He's the MEM reporter on the City games. So, but yeah, this is all about opinions, isn't it? So on to Ben Mendy. Ghost degrades, gives him a 7. 6, good first half, bad second half. Leonard gives him a 6. Mendy 6-ish, didn't really do much. I mentioned it to Chris and Martin earlier on WhatsApp during the game, and you know what worries me about him though? Looks like he won't go in for a 50-50 tackle. A couple of times today, balls he possibly should have won, never even made an attempt to tackle. Covered a couple of times really well, a couple of good passes. Didn't really see a great deal of his crossing or anything like that. Thought he had I'll be honest, an average game. But I don't know. You can say. It's up to you. Mendy a 6.5. Mendy a 6. Dupe Mendy 6 point. Didn't really do much. Looked shaky defensively, but couldn't really attack. Mendy wasn't the best today. 5.9. We don't do 0.5s. 6. Mendy is. Andy, we forget 4 was Fulham. No disrespect though. Andy, we forget was Fulham. No disrespect though. I don't know what that. Sorry, I'm not sure what that's in reference to. Something maybe I said earlier. I don't know. 7, some nice crosses. I agree with you, Andy. Mendy 6.5, better defensively than in recent times. Reminds me of Kolarov, turns back too often, needs to open his body and move forward. Too many back passes. A 5. I'm not sure Mendy will be there next season. It was definitely average. Maybe you've got a point there, Paul. Sign a striker and a left back is a must, says Leonard. What does Simon Bajowski say? Good against a tricky Anguissa. Didn't go forward as often as he can with Cancelo. Much more advanced, although that is not necessarily to his detriment as he kept a solid back line. Gave him a 7. Mendy is looking lean, but he's getting slower. Those injuries has progressed. Reference to the mediocre rating. So Benjamin Mendy, I think he's probably going to get a 6. An average performance there. Sorry, Leonard. A reference to the mediocre rating. Sorry, mate. My apologies. I might have missed it or something. Leeds are winning. Yes, I know. They said it. I'm assuming it's still 1-0 on there. But let's go into the midfield and let's look at how you thought Rodri played today. Chelsea 1-1. Giroud's just scored. There you go. Again, somebody that maybe we should. He's on fire at the moment, isn't he? Guys, you know, his age, he's banging in goals left, right, centre. There's a finisher for you. That's what we're missing, and get Sergio back ASAP. Rodri, that's who we're talking about now. Who today, personally, I thought wasn't great. I'll be honest, and again, you know, I'm a Rodri fan, but I didn't think he had a great game today. 6 for Rodri. Lewis says 6.5. Oh, sorry, it was a bit of a jump there. Let me just make sure that comes up. So, yeah, 6.5. Chris, 5.5. Leonard gives him a 6. Scott Brown gives him a 6. Kurt, 5.5. I need to watch some Dino 17 highlights to learn how to break up play. Good point. Rodri, 7.5. Very calming influence. Duper gives him a 7. Rodri, 4.5, still not having him too far ahead of the ball all the time and too slow. Sean gives him a 6. Paul, Rodri, another 6-ish. To be fair, a few plays today you can think back and wonder, what did they do? I'm totally with you on that, Paul. 1-1 Chelsea, lads, yeah. Rodri, 5. Wisberg, while you're being harsh with the ratings. I'll be honest with you. I would have given him a 5.5. I don't know who else gave him a 5.5. I thought it was less than average today. I thought some of his passing weren't very good. You're forgetting my ones, yeah. I won't read them out because, as you know, we only do whole numbers or 0.5s. GG Illumimol says 6. Chris says, I thought Rodri was meh. Right, what does Simon Bajowski say? Rodri, yeah, here we go. Here's a prime example. Dropped back into defence, but also pushed on to drive City forward, showing an ability to break lines that he doesn't always use. One of Guardiola's most used this season. He looked like he could run all night. An 8. I mean, it beggars belief. He looked like he could run all night. Did you see him tracking back with after 70 minutes? My Lord, I thought Gundogan was slow. Roderick can really shrug off defenders. Paul got run past 4 separate occasions. He could have stopped their attacks. 6 started well, then went sloppy towards the end. Average performance overall, considering the opposition. 8, was that a joke? No. Oh, what a joke! That's yeah. That is Simon Bajowski gave him an 8. That was his. I'll double check it. Because I must admit, I don't know where he's got and what game he got an 8 from. But yeah, an 8. There you go. So, Rodri today, let's see. I'm going to be generous and give him a 6. There you go. From your comments and your scores. We've been a bit harsh on the team today. We played within ourselves against the team who pretty much didn't cause us any problems. They did what needs to be up for it. Yeah, but... Right, the problem with this is, Paul, is 2 things, right? And this, you've made some comments there which almost contradict themselves. Okay, I'll keep your comment up and I'll put my head up a little bit. Are we being harsh on the team? Well, considering that some comments on the Friday Night Social last night were, it's a must-win game. It's an absolute must-win game. Otherwise, we're not going to get top four. Though, even though there's 28 games left of the season. We played within ourselves. Do we ever want to go and play within ourselves in a Premier League game? Do we ever want to do that when we are only on game 10? We are already through to the Champions League, so there's no excuses there. That's gone, done with. It's all about, as Pep says to every question, Fulham. It's all about this. Should we really be playing within ourselves with that team on the pitch today against the Fulham side? Yes, I played within ourselves against a team pretty much didn't cause us any problems. Yeah, that's true. They did what they needed to do. We need to up it for next week. Well, hold on a minute. Should we really be going into games where we play within ourselves, then have to up our game and, ferocity, intensity to get up for it for the next game because it's a derby? We should be playing every game. We didn't see City play within ourselves when we were the Centurions. Just simply didn't. The odd Champions League game or second half when we're 3-4-0 up or something like that, fine, fair enough. But today, even in the first half, we were very sloppy on occasions. Moved the ball very quickly at times, played some nice triangular football bit by bit. We weren't clinical. And remember, this is against the Fulham. We've still got big games up and coming. One, in my opinion, you cannot go into a game and play within yourself in the Premier League. You just can't, especially when you've got people playing for places. You've got Foden on the bench, Bernardo Silva, Laporte. Why is it acceptable? And this is, I don't think Pep Guardiola would accept, we played within ourselves. I don't think he'd accept that. He's already said he's not accepting the way certain players are playing so far. Certain players aren't finishing chances. So why would we play within ourselves? That's just my 2 penneth on it anyway. Sorry, I forgot where I was up to now. Let me just go back. An 8. Oh my God, yeah, Chris Baker, he gave him an 8. Is Simon Pachowski on the crack? We were wasteful today. A win is a win. It is. I said that right at the beginning. It's 3 points. That's the positive we take from today. Should be battering teams. I agree with that, Leonard. Especially with the amount of chances we. I mean, at one point during the game, I can't remember what the top final. I mean, I can have a look. 1 minute. I can have a look now. Match stats: 16 shots. 16 shots, 6 on target. It's nearly 1 in 3. I mean, some of the shots today were, quite frankly, embarrassing. I mean, the one from Rodri, under no pressure whatsoever, 20 yards out, 25 yards out, and hits it about 30 yards wide of the goal. It's like, what's that all about? We were sharks in season pass. We're now just Lions happy with a free meal. Good analogy. This was Pep's most informed team according to Pep's new selection policy. It was not great. We didn't play within ourselves. We were wasteful. I totally agree with that one. So it is what it is. But anyway, let's move on. Gundogan, who, as you know, a player I like, but yeah, I don't know. I didn't think he had a good game today. 3 points. Move on to next. Hopefully, consistent dominate today, but we need to do it every game. Yeah, we must do. Gundogan. So goes to grades, giving him a 6.5. Leonard gives him a 6. Gundo 6. Some nice through balls and had to work to cover Rodri going too far forward. Looked leggy at 6.5. Bean Hamza gives him a 6. Dupe Gundogan an 8. Made really well. Tiki-taki. Chris Baker gives him a 6.5. Gundogan looks tired. A bit okay, though. 6. Lewis gives him a 6.5. Sean gives... I think Sean wants Simon Bajowski's job. Gives him a 9. Gundo 8. Very good today. Kurt looked leggy. No change there. Gundogan 8, I actually thought he did pretty well. Maybe it's just because I'm a fan of his. I like him as well, but boy, is he slow. Gundogan 8 made a really ticky-tacky pass. Was slow defensively, though. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think. I mean, maybe everyone here can think of somebody, a player that runs as slow as Gundogan, because I mean, I like him. I've always give him a bit of grief years ago, but I mean, over the last couple of years, I've always thought that he's a very technical player, very gifted. But it just makes me laugh when he runs, because I just think, is he really trying to run there, or is he going through the motions? I can't work out sometimes. So I'm thinking, I've not seen a player that slow. Gundogan 6 wasn't the best, but done his job. I should play him in the Champions League. Jesus didn't get any chances. What? Chris Baker, I love Gundo. 7.5 says Mori. I fancy Martin in a foot race with God. Maybe. Gundogan, what does Simon Pachowski says? A quiet yet effective performance, ticking the ball over and helping Mendy on the left. A door left open for Bernardo Silva or Phil Foden, though. Probably. A 7. I'd probably say possibly. Possibly rather than probably. Right, okay. Let's see. 6, 8, 7, 6, 6. Gundogan gets a 7. There you go. Ilke gets a 7. Is a quality player. I mean, he's technically very good. I mean, everybody knows that. I bet you I'm quicker than him. I don't know what you look like, Leonard, but maybe you are. When Edison was running today to stop the own goal, I know. Roger and Gunnar next week will get run past all game with Rashford and Greenwood. Need Dino in there. Yeah, maybe. Right, moving on to the main man, who for me I thought was our best player today. But again, made some sloppy passes, but overall was I thought was good. Wouldn't say brilliant, but I thought was good. And that's Kevin De Bruyne. But what were your thoughts on Kevin De Bruyne's performance today? There's a bit of a delay. Maybe you're all thinking, give him a 4, give him a 10, give him a 9. Oh, there you go. They've just come through. Sean Fogarty gives him an 8.5. Lewis gives him an 8. Chris Baker, an 8. Kurt, man of the match, but wasteful. That I agree with. 7.5. Fernandinho for the derby. There's a penalty incoming. 7.5 says goes to grades. KDB an 8 says Alec. KDB 9. He was, well, is that a 10? It's on the highest scale. He was really wasteful today. Second half, he looked tired, but you gave him a 9.7. De Bruyne 7 could have throw balled. Jesus. Through balled. I think that's what you mean. Is that what you mean? Could have done. KDB best player today by a mile, and 9. Ronnie Beaver, KDB not his best, but yeah, I can see small improvements each game. Yeah, good point. KDB 8, good game. Kev, an 8, 1 goal, 1 assist, but could have been better for other opportunities. Agree with that as well. KDB definitely our man of the match. He's excellent. 9-ish. Should have had a hatful, and my fantasy should be topped. That's why you're disappointed, Paul, isn't it? Because of your fantasy football. Jesus will start versus United. Wouldn't surprise me, Andy. He was the reason why we scored our goals, so he deserves a 9. That's fine. Absolutely fine. Let's see what Kevin... Simon Bajowski would probably give him a 6, so let's see. No, he probably wouldn't. Kevin De Bruyne produced one of the best bits of skill you will see all season in his own third. Also bagged an assist and a goal and showed once more why he is untouchable in this league, and gives him a massive 9. So there you go. Gives him a 9. I wouldn't disagree with a 9. I probably wouldn't go for a 9, but I think he was the best player for City today. Don't like at all some of his passes and missed passes. Nonetheless, his assist and the Penguins 7.5. The highest rating was hence man of the match. Not impressed though overall. Paul, I triple captained De Bruyne and he wasted so much. Could have got more points, but you gave him a 9. So Kevin De Bruyne, okay, let's go for an 8.5. There you go. Thought he was our best player today. Right, moving on to Mahrez. What were your thoughts on Riyad Mahrez after a hat-trick last week? Over to you. He does miss passes, but they are high reward passes if they come off. Yeah, that is a good point. Queen versus King gives Mahrez a 7. Bean Hamza gives him a 7. Leonard gives him a 7. Lewis, 8.5, man of the match. Really? Okay. Oh, big jump there, sorry. Mahrez, 0, hate is fanatics. 7, he created chances but saved frustration always there. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you on that one, Kurt. Raz was good today. Rez was good today. You mean Mahrez? You give him an 8.5. 7.5. Andy, Mahrez played well, not his best though. I thought he was all right. Mahrez, 7. That's an 8. He was okay today, but he made really great passes to Cancelo. He almost got beautiful assist. Sterling should have finished. Yeah, but it's almost, isn't it? That's what you get with Riyad Mahrez. He got 3 last week and almost today. I enjoy watching Riyad today. 2 games running now. I am flabbergasted. Riyad 6.5. Half good, half bad. We need new striker. Stevie Raxall. Can't disagree with that. Mahrez 7. He does have a lovely ball control at times. He definitely has the flair going forward. I think today was the type of day he should have been walking away with another ball. That is a very, very good point, Paul. A very good point. Ronnie, 7, some decent touches. Him and Cancelo kept bumping into each other. His first touch is crazy. Just needs to work on what to do next. We imagine a player, he's got brilliant first touch. Clueless about what he does once he traps the ball. Mahrez did what he had to do today and he did it well. Chris Baker, 2.3. Big chances per game on a KDB more this season. Credits where it's due. Chris actually said to me today, Chris said, I think Mahrez has had a decent game, and I said a couple of drag backs and a couple of, I don't know. The pass to Sterling was superb, sublime. The little back, drag back flick that he put through for, was it Cancelo or somebody? I can't remember. Thought it was great. But too many other times, just, don't tackle, doesn't challenge. That's my biggest frustration. It's like watching kids football. He jumps in sort of half-hearted and just think, if you put a bit more balls into it, it frustrates. It does frustrate me. Sean gives him a 9. Bet you Jesus will rip into rags. The guy works so hard and brilliant on his feet. It's got to end. Bet you he scores. There you go. Yes, James got me points in my fantasy league. Right, Mahrez. Let's see. Mahrez is tiny. Mahrez is tiny, so he can't be winning a lot of tackles. What's being tiny got to do with anything? What has tiny got to do with anything? And he isn't tiny. What is Riyad Mahrez? Let me look. I'm sure he's about 5'11", 6 foot. Let's have a look. Let's see what Riyad Mahrez is. Is he? Bloody hell. Sorry, big thing come up there. It says he's 5 foot 10. It's Wikipedia. I'm assuming 5 foot 10. That's not tiny. No. So look at David Silva. How many tackles David Silva used to put in? Half the size. Mahrez is no KDB. He definitely is no KDB. We knew all this when we bought him, to be fair. It's in his game, and it's what makes him so frustrating. Midget. Mahrez is like Neymar, so much skill and flair, but he's so frustrated with the lack of work he does elsewhere. Nigel de Jong, there you go. Nigel de Jong, 5 foot 6, something like that, 5 foot 7. Look at Kante. He's really small and he's a beast. I agree with that. 6 could play better and more creative. Like he's not wrong enough. He's like skinny, not strong enough. Mahrez, thin legs. I don't care what anyone says. Mahrez played great. End of. There you go. So there's your opinion, and that's fine. Blimey, Mahrez is right. Mahrez gets a 7.5. There you go. Be generous. I was going to give him a 7, but he gets a 7.5. Puol. There you go. Puol. Oh, I'll tell you what. I'll give you another one. Cannavaro. There's one for you. What, 5'7", centre back, tough as nails, good at winning headers, brilliant. So no excuses whatsoever. Right, on to Raheem Sterling, who could easily have had 5 goals today. His finishing sometimes beggars belief, but he did take his goal very well. But other than that, frustrating day for me for Sterling again. But let's just see. Did I say? I forgot to give you Simon Bajowski on Mahrez. Fulham did much better at keeping him quiet than Burnley did, although his exceptional touch still helped create a few shooting opportunities. A 7 he gave him. So let's go on to Raheem Sterling. Goes to grade 7. I didn't mean he was tiny. I meant he was skinny, not strong enough. Sean, a 9.5. Wow, for Sterling. Wasteful. 6.5. Looked sharp for about 40 minutes. Bridget the Midget and attack. Stop it, you. Bean Hamza, a 7. 7.5 says Merlin's Magic. Queen versus Kings. Sterling 7. Greedy. Could have squared to Jesus. He had a couple of occasions like that today. Just didn't get his head up. Hold on, big jump. Scott Brown, Sterling was poor today. Yep, sorry, that's the one I've just done. Didn't take his chances game, but he scored and won the penalty. He did. Yeah. Sterling 7.5 says Alec. Raheem 7, not back at his best yet. Agree with that. Sterling 7.75. Yeah, did all right. Imagine a world-class striker with those chances. Yeah, you imagine a Kane or a Haaland or a Sergio. And I know they are strikers and Sterling isn't, but still, he does miss an awful lot of chances. Sterling 6.1 was abysmal. He had 60 chances, finished 1. 4.5 took his goal well, but Jesus. 1-on-1's hopeless. 6.5 because of his goal and work, but does frustrate the hell out of you with those wasteful chances. Ronnie Beaver, 7.5 for his goal, but got in Jesus' way a lot. Didn't rotate like was needed. Hopefully his goal will give him confidence. Was prime England Sterling in the second half? He was. 7 says Nicholas Phillips. Sean Wright Phillips, how tall was he? 3 feet easy. He was easy 3 feet, yeah. 9.8 scored and been given a penalty. We desperately need a world-class striker. We definitely need a world-class striker. It was Ferran Torres. He could have scored a hat-trick. Well, Torres missed a few himself. So, right. Scored, got an assist. That's got to be worth an extra couple of points for me. Before I give one there, Sterling missed a good chance early on. Scored a good chance early on. Much improved in the final third for this season in terms of getting into the right areas. Gives him an 8. It's your scores. I'm going to give him a 7.5 from your scores for Sterling today. Feel a bit harsher with that one, but because he's got an assist and got a goal. So for me, that's 2 extra points and an 8. But just looking at the 7s and the 7s and the 7s, and all right, there's a 9.8 in there, but we'll give him a 7.5 to an 8. Sweet would embrace Mahrez all day. Here's Aguero in the derby. We don't know yet, mate, because that's next week. On to Gabby Jesus. What were your thoughts on Gabby today? No, Alec Rooney is. What are your thoughts on Gabby Jesus? Simon Bajowski says, another game without a goal for Jesus. Although his general performance did contribute to the attack as ever, looked sufficiently sharp without threatening the goal and gave him a 6. A 6 from Simon Bajowski. So, can't say I disagree with that. But what do you give Gabby today? Queen versus King gives him a 7. I do pay Gabby Jesus 4.1. He was abysmal. Good link-up play at 7. 3 centre-backs on 1 striker dropped deep but achieved nothing. 6 for effort. The Animal Lifestyle, a 6. Nice dog. Gabby, a 6 as Merlin's Magic. Sorry, big jump there unless I put that up. Gabby, 5. Another player you would think, what did he do today? Yeah. 6. Did some good work coming back into midfield. Gabby, 6.5. Worked hard but given lousy service. 5.5. Hard work but wasn't impressed with Gabby today. I wasn't, I must admit. Charlie Everett, a 6. Rooney, I'd rather have Rodney Trotter, Chris. Pep should have made subs. 6, love Gabby. Jesus, my favourite Man City player. 5, probably from what I watched. I feel for him, but isn't a striker and could hasn't scored for City in the Premier League since January. Signed a striker. City, please. 5 for me. Are we going to mark the subs, Andy? Oh, yeah. Same. Gabby was poor, worked so hard, but just couldn't create chances. He didn't get any chances, says Queen Biskin. He didn't really. Chris Baker, Foden, a 10. There you go. 6 for me. Jesus, says Alec Johnson, a 7. So, Gabby, I'm going to give him a 6. I can't knock him down because of his effort, but I've seen him play better. And I'm struggling. I'm struggling with it. Oh, I'm going to be a bit generous and give him a 6 point. I'm going to give him a 6.5. There you go. Because he does work his absolute nuts off. But want to finish. The first time Man City did make a single substitute Premier League since April 2005 in a 2-2 draw with Charlton. Good little stat that. Mori, a 5 he gives him. So Gabby gets a 6.5. One chop your dick off says a 7. Jesus should go on the wings. Then for who? That's the thing. Sign a striker and play Gabby on the wing. For who? Are we dropping Sterling? Are we dropping Torres? Are we dropping Mahrez? Foden. This is the problem. People talk about plays on the wing and play. I'd rather him play with Aguero or with another striker, if I'm being honest, and give him a bit of support. But he had no chances because Sterling is greedy. Hard to disagree with that on today's performance. But there you go. That's the overview of today's game. It's 3 points. That's the positive we take out of it. It's 3 points. That puts us in 5th, 3 points off the top of the Premier League table. And let's face it, we've only 10 games in. We are through to the Champions League comfortably. And today is another clean sheet, which is great to see. We go swing from one to another. Last week 5-0, but could have been 7-8 or 9 last week. And then today 2-0, should have been 5-6. Now we can't be missing these chances against the better teams. Next week we've got United coming. We're playing United, I should say. And when we get these chances, we've got to be clinical. We have to be clinical. Because I'm sure we won't get as many chances, clear-cut chances as we've had over the last couple of weeks. And I'm sure it's frustrating the hell out of Pep. So many chances are being missed time and time again. So I agree. Aguero needs to get back as soon as possible. Let's hope it's for the derby. But what about the ref points? No, don't give them. Unless they're exceptional. Don't give them anything. Not now, they've got all the assistance of Stockley Park and VAR and everything else. But Kurt says, Pep, I sub when I want. There you go. The players were tired, Charlie. Couldn't you see that? Can't believe we lost 2 out of 17 games. People make it seem like we've lost 8. Yeah, agree. Not impressed today's overall was Fulham. But funny, I was thinking today, when was last time we played with 2 up front? You just don't see it anymore. No, I was watching, I finished off the all or nothing Tottenham one, and the City one just popped up, and I thought, oh, I've got 10 minutes, I'll just click it on. And I was just watching that, and it showed you loads of clips, the all or nothing thing, and it's, the Gabby and Sergio partnership, and I'm thinking, when was the last time we seen that? And we still played them with Sane and with Sterling. and Gabby was playing in like a 10 role. Now, what is there any harm in not trying that again? I don't know. I think Gabby needs to play. He's not a lone striker. I don't agree he should play on the wing because of for the simple reason, like I always said, and we're dropping. Who are we dropping for that? So I really feel sorry for him. I'd like him to have a bit of support, or he plays just behind Sergio. But will Pep go back to that? Who knows? Rags will get 10 next week, 10 touches. I'm not buying into players tightening. The team has rotated over the last few weeks. Only Edison, Rodri, and Diaz have been playing every game. So why did they look so tired today? Because they look some of those players today looked out on the feet after 60 minutes. Kevin De Bruyne looked goosed, absolutely goosed. I mean, he was blowing heavily, rubbing his shins, bending over, hands on hips after 65 minutes. So Rodri looked knackered after 60 minutes. Gundogan always looks knackered. But some of the other players, again, Mendy looked tired. I thought Gabby just runs his socks off. But even he looked tired as well. So I think a lot of tiredness, whatever, mental, I don't know what it is, but we should really be taking our chances. That's the biggest concern. We get 5 last week, and you think, here we go, we're on a bit of a roll, even though we should have been 8 or 9 last week. Then today, we get a quick goal, we get a penalty, and we still create. It's not like we sit back then and just keep the ball, in midfield and rotate. We were still creating loads of chances and just really poor finishing, really poor final touches. And that's nothing to do with conserving energy and playing within yourself. That's getting to the final third, creating chances, just not putting them away. It's that muscle memory. You want them to be clinical every single opportunity they get. No, they're not going to finish every single chance they get. But, somebody said on there, Sterling, one goal and takes 10 chances. That's the way it is at the moment for Raz. Gabby hardly getting a sniff. Mahrez, last week, got 3 chances, scored. Missed a couple, but got, let's say, 3 out of 5. You can't complain with that. Today, nothing. I don't even. Did he have a shot on target? I can't even remember whether he did or he didn't. So we've got to be taking these chances. We've got to be more clinical. Who knows, Andy? Maybe an actual wrestler not training every day. Maybe I have no idea. I said only people on the inside will know, Paul. But anyway, Arteta, when do you think his replacement is part of our problem? Maybe. I don't know, Alec. I'll be honest with you. That's the thing. It's all speculation. We don't know. We know we had a great relationship with Raheem and some of the players. But listen, when you're one-on-one with a goalkeeper, the fact that Mikel Arteta is not on the bench doesn't really make much of a difference. It is a confidence thing a lot of the time, scoring goals, and we know strikers forwards go through sort of these periods where not everything they hit just goes in, and other times when everything they hit just doesn't go in. It's just nothing goes right for them. But some of the chances we are missing at the moment are poor, very poor. But then last week we gone back to Burnley 5-0. But again, should have been more. So we've definitely got to up our game for next week. Fulham is one thing. United will be a totally different game. It really will. But we'll see. But anyway, this is Andy from mcfcfantv. Thank you everyone for coming on. I know it's a Saturday evening. You're all probably out or watching telly or do whatever. But anyway, take care. Don't forget, subscribe, hit that bell icon. And give it a thumbs up if you want. And keep giving your comments. The video will be posted on here. So if you're watching this back, give us your comments below the videos as well. Thanks for the stream, Andy. Take care. I'm off. Love a clean sheet. 3 points, absolutely. Of course, that's what we've got to... don't go TV crap. Cheers, Andy. You're welcome, mate. Great stream, Andy. You're awesome. See you next time. Thank you, Dupe. You too. Cheers, Andy. Take care, Blues. You too, Chris. Cheers, everyone, says Leonard. Cheers, Andy, says Paul. Thank you, everyone, for coming on a Saturday evening.
But yeah, don't forget, check out Martin. I think he said 8 o'clock FIFA tomorrow night. I think he said tomorrow night, FIFA. But anyway, take care. Have a wonderful evening. And yeah, 3 points. 3 points off the top as well. Can't ask for much more than that after 10 games, can we? Really? See you soon.